Oh, that's nice. What's that like drinking? It's a similar tasting one. That's like drinking... Monster Ultra. That's what that tastes like. Shall we have some music? Shall we have some music? Let's have some music. Magic mirror, I can see your true nature calling me. Your true nature calling me. Yo, there's a game I should play at some point. Double Dragon Neon. If I still want to play it with me. As they dance in the laser beams tonight. Good morning. We're going to be playing some Crash Bandicoot 3. The volume level might be a bit weird to begin with, so I'm going to have to adjust that, I'm sure. Let's have a look. Come on. There we go. And I think about there should be fine. Yeah, that'll do. You're still getting the game sound, but you're also getting me. I'm the important part. It's my stream. I'm the important part. It's my volume, my stream, my volume. So the game will be lower and I will be higher, because that's how I am. I'm vain and ridiculous. How it should be, though. How it should be. I feel like a visual effect is missing there. I'm not going to argue with it, but I feel like a visual effect is missing. Maybe that's something to do with the way I've got the emulator set up. I mean, I would just play this on the hardware, because I own it. I've owned it since it came out. Since I was about, what, 8? 9 years old? Same copy, never lost it, never let it get damaged, always looked after that game, big time. Don't think I got the case for it, though, anymore. It's in a pristinely preserved plastic sheet. Well, I've tweeted out, I've Facebooked out, and I'm seeing no viewers yet. So I'm going to hang around for a bit anyway, just sort of wait, because I don't want to show off this amazing game-breaking exploit that I'm going to be showing off in the stream until there's somebody here to watch it. Well, actually, it turns out that I can't show off this game-breaking exploit just yet, because I've got to wait for the game to give me the perfect opportunity to do this. So, you can... In Crash Bandicoot 3, when you beat a world, you get a special power as a bonus, like a reward for beating that world. The first world, I think, is like a double jump. The next world, it's that you can spin a lot. You know, that sort of thing. Or it might be a ultra-powered butt slam or something. But anyway, there's these secret powers that you get as you progress through the game. And there's a way to start the game with all of them. And that's what I'm going to be showing off now. So, we've had one screen demo play. That was the screen demo for the medieval level. Then we'll get a screen demo for... I think it's an underwater stage. The third screen demo is for a level called Bye Bye Blimps, and that's the one that we need the game to give us to play for us. So it's demo number 2. So demo number 3 rather. So we're waiting for demo number 2 to play. There's this interesting, I don't know how it happens, but there's this peculiar glitch whereby if you hold triangle as the screen demo is loading up, you gain control of it. So in any of these, which were World 1 levels, if I had held triangle to gain control of the demo and then quit out to the map room, I wouldn't have any superpowers, because the game doesn't give Crash superpowers for these screen demos. There's one screen demo that the game gives Crash superpowers for, and that's screen demo number 3. If we hold triangle as we go into screen demo number 3, gain control of screen demo number 3, leave via the warp room, so don't beat the level, just choose to leave, then we will be in possession of so many cool superpowers. So we've just got to wait for the third screen demo to turn up, and then we're all good to go. Still slightly confused by the fact there's nobody around yet. It's weird. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm sure people will turn up as I'm getting a little bit further into the game, but then they'll be asking me why I've got all the superpowers early, and just tell them to go back to the start of the stream. Watch the VOD. I explain it in full. Right, so as soon as the screen goes black for this screen demo, right, there'll be a split second after it goes black. That's when we need to hold the triangle button, which for me is an Xbox 360 Y button, but it's the same deal. So hold triangle. Now, Bye Bye Blimps will turn up. You see there's a HUD on the top? I'm now in control of Bye Bye Blimps. Now, I could play this level normally and get the crystal. If I do that, I'm going to be in for a world of hurt. For some reason, if you beat the level normally, it will drop you out in the correct warp room for this level, and it's blocked off, and you can't get out. So what we need to do is we need to go down to the warp room. If we select that, well, we're going to get chastised for not having collected the crystal.
Crash, Coco, you forgot to bring the crystal out of that level. Quickly, go back in and get it. Cortex's minions are searching for it as we speak.
There's some lag issues with the game, it looks like. Oh well. Just press the triangle button to skip that. Weird, something to do with this copy perhaps. Anyway, As I exit out to the warp room, you'll see I'm now here. If I pause, no crystals, no gems, but here, superpowers. All of the superpowers, including the sprint. Now, it's really not that useful doing this exploit, but I just like to have these power-ups just at the start of the game to get through some of the early levels faster. Anyway, now that I've shown off the exploit, I'm going to start the game properly. And play it normally. And then once I'm done with the opening cutscene, I will load up my exploit save file. But that's the trick. In its full form, that's the trick. I'm curious about what's wrong with the cutscenes in this version of the game, because visual effects are missing, like on the Naughty Dog crate. I'm going to try not to be too confused by it. Alright, so we'll start a new game as per the norm, and then I'll load up my save file with the exploit trick completed.
At last. Uka is free. No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
Yeah, it's out of sync. What's going on? I didn't have this problem with the Japanese version. Well, there's no point watching the cutscenes if they're going to be out of sync. How very disappointing. Welcome, Liblaw! Welcome! Playing some Crash Bandicoot 3. So, you weren't here while I explained it, I don't think, but there's an exploit in this game that allows you to get all the superpowers early. I explained it on stream and it's going to be on the VOD, but just so you know that if I'm coming here and loading a save file named exploit, there's a perfectly good reason why. That now I have all of the game's abilities right at the start of the game.
Craig.
I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. I mean... yeah, I'm cheating. But it's not like having the bazooka right now or any of the other superpowers is really gonna help me out that much in these early stages anyway. I guess maybe the double jump or the long spin, but... I mean... I just like having those powers. I think it's ridiculous that they block them off from me. I just like the idea that I've got a run button, you know. The game needs that. It's ridiculous that you have to get to the last world to get it. I know, right? This is the fastest you can go until you unlock, like, the last world. This is the fastest you can go. You can slide, but then you go into a crawl. you see? But once you beat the last world, you got the sprint. I like the sprint a great deal. It's like my favourite move in this game. So I always do this exploit just to get those moves early. Not that it really gives you that much of a advantage, because it doesn't really. I guess there's one earlier boss that's a lot easier if you do this. The boss battle with Tiny is a lot easier when you've got the endless spin. You can also rack up lives there, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to absolutely rack up lives. Got our first gem, our first crystal, and we're back to the warp room. Have you ever played this before, Liblaw? I'm gonna let him do that silly dance for the first time and the only time. Water level, doing that later. Yay, Orient Express, I like this one. This level's fun. These are the stages that I need to rack up all the lives for, by the way. I think this one's going to be mostly muscle memory, but the other tiger stages will not be muscle memory. Missed one. Most of these tiger stages will be, like, pretty straightforward. You played one of the Crash games, but you can't remember which. A lot of them tend to be a bit interchangeable. And depending on who you ask, they're all terrible. If you ask Soybomb, he'll tell you that the Crash games are bad. He gave Crash Bandicoot 3 a 5 out of 5. A 5.5 out of 10, rather. Yeah. How dare he? A 5.5 out of 10. Although, one fair argument is that a lot of this stuff comes down to memorization. And I can understand how somebody... seriously. I can understand how somebody playing Crash for the first time, the Crash games for the first time, might hate, like, parts of the game. But calling them 5.5, which is basically just above average. Like, we don't do 0.4s or 0.6s or stuff like that on random access, so 0.5 is literally the first highest it can be after 5, which means that it's only above average, according to Soybomb. The Crash Bandicoot 3 is at... I missed one again! The Crash Bandicoot 3 is only above average. It's ridiculous. There's no way this game is only above average. This game is a solid 7 at least. Even though stuff like this is irritating. I'm just gonna get to the end of the level and beat it. We'll worry about gems later. When I've racked up some lives. Be able to do that on the first boss battle, so it's not all bad. Missing one crate is fine. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Pixel perfect jump? No, missed it. Well, I missed a few more boxes than one. Yeah, I suppose you can boil it down to different tastes. I've deliberately skipped stage 2 because I hate it so thoroughly. So we'll do it last, as the last stage of the world. Boneyard's good. What else have we got? Making waves. We'll do making waves. I used to really hate these stages because they're slow and methodical. You can't rush through them. There's a lot of memorization if you want to rush through these levels. I think that's what I like about it, is you have to take making waves slowly. And some of the boxes are hidden in really secret places. I just love the water effects in these stages. They're beautiful. I don't know, to me this looks better, like this stylized water looks better than any PlayStation 1 game that tried to do it more realistically. It can be fun. If you like pixel perfect, like driving around on the waves, yeah, it can be fun. There are some proper dick moves. The places that things spawn and where the bombs are, it can be quite tricky. Especially if you were 7 or 8 when you played this the first time, like I was. Now we 21. But no, I've got years of experience playing this in the bag, which is why I'm a lot better at this than, say, somebody who wouldn't play Crash Bandicoot. And I often forget this when I'm saying to people, how can you say this game is bad or this game is bad? I've got the years of experience that they might not necessarily have. And it's true, I look back at the original Sonic the Hedgehog now, and there's some proper dick moves in that game. Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot, Crashy Crashy Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoots! I like how they have to only watch till 5 to 11. Well, I'm happy to have you here until 5 to 11. I appreciate your presence a great deal. There we go. I refuse to die on this stage. I will not let that happen. There we go. And I got the gem. Well, it's not really a hard gaming experience. It gets a lot harder in the later stages. Hot Cocoa's a good example of a stage that's just brutal, but I think it's one of the secret ones, so it's okay. It's meant to be difficult. Right? How about we end this world with one that I like? So let's get the water level out of the way. Recorded this game last weekend, it took me 2 days. Area 51. Oh man.
And
the cutscenes are out of sync, so there's no point in playing them. I really don't know why. Right, I absolutely detest the underwater levels with a passion, and they just get worse as the game progresses. I will definitely admit that these stages are not a fun part of the game by any stretch of the imagination, but I still don't think like the game's worth a 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, I deserve that. I'm playing this on an emulator. Underwater levels are always terrible. I can think of a good example of one that's not. The Donkey Kong Country games have excellent underwater levels. They're slow and they feel like you're underwater, but they're atmospheric and they're deep. Yeah, I think generally just emulating PS1 has that effect, whether it's the PS3 emulating it or your PC emulating it. I think it's something to do with the way it's emulated. Something to do with the console's architecture. It just makes it emulate that way. Right, the speeder, which is both the best and worst part of these underwater levels. The best because you need it to get everything, and it's really fun to drive and just to smash into boxes like that. But you get hit once, you lose it, and it's very easy. Well, that's because the PS2 had PlayStation 1 architecture in it, so it ran the PlayStation 1 as PlayStation 1. It's a little bit different than the PS3 or PS4 emulating it. Well, I don't think you can play PS1 games on PS4. Or the PSP or Vita playing a PS1 game. It's different because they don't have the PlayStation 1 hardware inside them. It's like the Nintendo 3DS does an excellent job playing DS games because it's got the DS hardware in it. Ugh. I had a feeling that would happen. It always happens to me on this stage at least once. Time trialing these underwater levels is a real pain. I went to look at buying an old DS game I loved. I'm curious as to what kind of DS games you loved. $90! God forbid, what game was that to be worth $90? Stupid homing mines. Ruin everything for everyone. Okay, we're good. Right. Definitely gonna take you out, because I hated you. There we go. Princess debut. No, I'm thinking of something else. I thought, isn't that like by the same people who did Rocking Pretty? But no, I think that was like Princess on Ice or something. Might be wrong, but I definitely remember the name Princess Debut. '92 of '92. So, Rhythm dating sim. All right, interesting. Cave. As in, like, the people who make shmups cave. Awesome! Is that just cartridge, though, paper, or is that, Oh, you've now become paper, by the looks of things. I hope you're okay with that. There's a DS game I want to track down. It's called Pop Town, and it's the sequel to Kira Pop Princess. Yeah. Loving the show just before work at Poundworld. Welcome, Alfie! Yes, I'm playing Crash Bandicoot 3 today. This is your first time getting involved in the chat. I appreciate your presence, man. It's awesome. I figured I'd play something comfortable and fun today. Pop Town is amazing, but let me tell you what the issue is with the European release, right? The European release of Pop Town. There was less than 1,000 made. Less than 1,000 of them. I keep hoping that I'm going to see it turn up in a charity shop or in a game shop and they don't know what they've got. Warped! Welcome, Chris Plays Games! Nice to have you here. Just make sure those explode for me. Yeah. It's a great game and reminds you of when you were young. Yep, that's the reason why I'm playing it, is because, of course, I got this game when it came out. I must have been... I'm assuming it was 1998, so I would have been 8. Or around about that time. So... yeah, I had a good taste in games even then. I wonder if Chris Plays Games has noticed what's going on with my playthrough that's a bit different than most people. I'm in World 1. I haven't even beaten the first boss yet, but I've got the sprint. I've got the long spin. I performed an exploit in this game that allows you to start the game with all the superpowers. I explain it at the start of the VOD, so... I think I've also done a video about it on my channel before, like this particular exploit. But I always like to play the game with it because I just like to have all the powers early. It just makes things a bit easier. Like this bonus room is just a bit easier with it. And what's... there we go. Have you heard of Kira Kira Pop Princess for the DS? I tried to look up the game you were talking about. Kira Kira Pop Princess is the first game in the series. It's a localization of Kira Kira Music Hour, whereas Pop Town is the localization of Kira Kira Music Night. They're two separate games, even though the artwork on the box is exactly the same. Yeah, I don't know that I would have remembered that you got those things later without you saying it. Yeah, it's the sort of thing you just need at the start of the game, and I think on the one hand I understand why they block it off, but on the other hand I like to have the double jump, the long spin and everything else at the start. Even though it means I'm technically cheating, I'm still playing the game properly. I just got all these things a little bit earlier than normal. It makes dispatching certain enemies a lot easier. Also means that if I mess up here, for example, I can still get the box. Alright, second dino section to go. It should be nice and simple. Alright, just gotta make sure I don't mess anything up here. But yeah, the sprint gets you just ahead of the dino. It just makes things a bit easier. It means if I get caught up in the weeds, I'm not in too much trouble. So, now we've just got to do the tiny boss battle. Unfortunately, I have to skip the cutscenes because they're getting out of sync. And they sort of stay around for ages before they disappear, so unfortunately, we're not going to get the cutscene, but I can voice it for you.
Crash, take crystals to Colosseum in Rome. Crash, leave them for Tiny, or Crash is crushed.
There. Okay. I remember spending a lot of time getting all the boxes in specific levels. Yeah, it's like that. Crash dance. I used to do the crash dance when I was a kid. And because I've got the super amazing spin, it was not beautiful voice acting work. I'm a much better voice actor than that. I'd love to get into like TV or radio presenting. It's something I think I'd be really good at. I'd be very explosive. I think people want that. But because I got the long spin, I'm going to use that to my advantage to rack up lives in this particular boss battle. Oh, something happened in Miitomo. I could never work out what he was saying. And he's dead. Because I already have the power up, Crash just does the dance anyway. You can't skip it on the boss battle, so. But normally the power up would appear, it just doesn't. The game has a crash handler built in to stop it crashing. Crashing if you already have the power up.
Crash, Coco stole the pretty crystals. Now Tiny take them back in Gladiator Arena.
I just felt like adding the sound effect in there. So I'm gonna go save. I'm gonna go save at the end of every world. So you see it has the name exploit. Because that's what I named my exploit save file, with the trick having been done. I want to say I can take credit for the trick, but I can't. I read it on some like Crash Bandicoot wiki, but I've since like Googled for it and can't find it. So I thought, you know what, I'll preserve the trick for future generations. Doubleheader, oh no, G-Wiz, Hang 'em High, Hog Ride. We'll probably get the motorcycle stage out of the way first, because I hate it. Not big on these motorcycle stages. I'll go through and win the race first, and then I'll go get the gems on the second. Because you don't have to get first place to get the gem, just the crystal. Motorcycles are cool, and I would love to learn to ride a motorcycle. So long as driving a motorcycle is more fun than it is in Crash Bandicoot 3. But no, of all the archetypes, I would still take 4 of these levels over one underwater one. Yeah. That's how much I dislike those underwater levels. With a passion. With a packa passion. Three more to go. Really? Am I going to get first place and get all the boxes? Well, I never. I'm going to get first place and all the boxes. This is crazy. No, I'm not going to get first place. I got the gem anyway. Well, I'm just doing it in the alternate order then. I was going to do crystal first and gem, but ended up getting all the boxes, so. It was close, but I like to think I was responsible for that it wasn't just luck. I shouldn't have, like, rammed into those cars all that much. But that's probably what screwed it up for me. Right. get around these cars. Probably should have hit that, to be honest. It's probably screwed it over for me. Then again, I might have rammed into something I didn't want to. Yes, true, and make you go over the ramps, and the ramps aren't that fast either, so... Yeah, you're probably right. By going for the boxes, I did slow down. How long does it take me to complete a game? It depends on the game. Some games are longer than others. And I very rarely beat games on live stream as well. I've discovered this. I've done 2 parts of Akiba's Trip, no third. I've done 2 parts of Spyro the Dragon, no third. Yeah, I've messed this up. Messed this up. Oh, come on. Is there a retry? No, there isn't. Man. Yeah, play Spyro, man. Play the original Spyro. A bunch of my friends want me to carry on with Spyro the Dragon. Want me to get back into it and finish it. But... the thing about playing Spyro the Dragon on stream is that it's got to the point where in the next bunch of levels is Treetops. And I don't want to play Treetops. I don't want to play Treetops. Treetops is the worst level in the game. I hate it. I hate it so much. Treetops makes me want to cry. And the amount of time I spent on one of the Magic Crafters levels looking for the like the last few crates, I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'll go for the gems later. I will just beat it. I wish I could have done that. My dad's not much of a gamer. He would watch us play games, but he wasn't any good at them. Although he did help us figure out how to get into Hyrule Castle in Ocarina of Time. So it's like, well, maybe you can walk up there and you do it in nighttime, right? Because it's darker. You'd be harder to see. And it's like, oh my god. Logic in my Zeldas. Oh no, no. Well, at least that means that the race doesn't restart. I'm not going to use save states at the start of these races. I'm not. Your dad never shuts up about Total War 2 or some weird realistic submarine game. The only submarine game I will play is the submarine minigame in Final Fantasy VII. And only because you have to play it in order to win. I'm going to do it this time. The unfortunate thing is I have to win the race in order to continue. So, if I want to get through the game, I have to win the race. There's no two ways about it. I can't just skip it. Oh, that was a nice maneuver indeed. I can do it, but please do not celebrate prematurely. Just take my foot off the throttle there for a second. Oh, epic maneuver! Here it is. Ah! Spyro is about a 4.5 hour game, so I guess I won't make that much progress on stream relative to most of my games. Yeah, it takes a while to get through Spyro. I drive trucks and play ETS2 and ATS. Oh, so you play the truck simulator games even though you drive trucks? Now that strikes me as odd. I thought people would play simulator games because they don't live the lifestyle in the game, but that's cool too. That's like someone who runs a supermarket playing Supermarket Simulator. You know, I don't know. I'd feel like I'd want a separation from that, but that's cool in a way. I guess they must be really realistic then, or have a certain level of realism that makes them fun to play. I'm sure it is possible. I don't know if Taskbot played it, but but yeah, I know what you mean. It's extremely difficult to get everything in one go. These levels force you to play through twice, but there are a fair few levels in the game that do anyway, because they have secret no-death platform routes, or they require a coloured gem for much later. Oh, you're an Aussie. Cool. I didn't think there was anybody up this time. Wait, no, you're 12 hours, aren't you? So, yeah, 11 o'clock at night. Of all the things to choose to do at 11 o'clock at night, you're watching a British guy play Crash Bandicoot 3. It's fine by me. Oh, boy. Welcome, Dino, the last time I said the name, you said it was wrong. It was close enough, so... Dino Denable. How's that? Dino Denable? Welcome, Dino Denable. I remember you from last night. It was the first time I saw you in any of my streams. In Adelaide. Alright, I'm getting there slowly. I'm definitely making more progress with pronouncing your name than I am with Crash Bandicoot 3 at the moment. Oh boy. It usually doesn't take me this many attempts. I thought it was, but I didn't want to make such assumptions, because there is more than one person in the world with the name Dean. Am I really like this massive spectacle? Am I being watched in the staff room by everybody at work right now? Yes, assistant manager is now watching me as well. Well, I definitely can't talk smack about my workplace now, but I wasn't going to anyway. Okay, I got to put on a decent show then. I'm being expected to perform. Oh boy. All right, okay. Oh no! That's gonna cost me. Wait! Done it. No, not you, Dean. Alfie's just said that David's watching me in the staff room as well. So that's David, Charlotte, and Alfie in the staff room watching me. I got to put on a show for all of y'all. That's what it is. I cannot disappoint now. So I'll play a level I'm pretty good at. Say that and I'm going to lose a bunch of lives here now, so... Yeah, oh wow. What? Okay, definitely cannot talk smack now. I wasn't going to anyway. No, I didn't want to go up there. I'll come back for everything later. I would have thrown the controller if it was me playing then. Do not blame me one bit. It can be quite infuriating, I will admit. I've always liked this game over the first two, especially Crash 1. Yeah, I can't get into Crash 1. Welcome, the always well-titled Your Mum is a Boss. Welcome. I'll never get used to saying that name. Come on, I need a checkpoint around about now. Perfect. Jump that. I need to go up here. And then jump, jump. Got him. Haha, awesome. Right. I might be on track to get everything on this run, actually. Should be awesome. Won't have to replay this level. That one comes down, so you have to remember that. Yeah, these two come down, so... I'll take a glance at the chat at the end of the stage and see what's been said. I'm so focused here. I have to put on a good show now I know I have so many people watching. I mean, this has got to be like the most I've had for a while. Okay, that should be it. Frame perfect jump? No, missed it. 35 or 35. I've got, wow, 6 viewers. That's crazy. It brings me back to my childhood for sure, this and Banjo-Kazooie. Absolutely, it was around about the same time I was playing Crash 3 and Banjo-Kazooie, and I loved both of these games to absolute bits. They were my biggest childhood games, Banjo-Kazooie and Crash 3. You need to play a 3D Crash someday. What, you've not played any of these Crash Bandicoot games? Your mom! Play Crash 2 and Crash 3, and get round to Crash to Insanity as well. I think at the PlayStation Experience, one of the higher-ups wore a Crash shirt. If they don't reboot this series after that, I'll be pissed. The rumour is they're going to reboot it. Like, I can't remember where I read it, but it seems like there's a lot of evidence to support that there's a Crash reboot coming. Fingers crossed. I'm very hopeful for it. If they're going to reboot Crash Bandicoot, what I would really want them to do first is remake the first 3 games in like some collection. Just update the 3D models and textures and release like just mechanically better versions of Crash 1, 2 and 3. But to be honest with you, I'd take another game like Mind Over Mutant, to be honest. Sure, it wasn't an amazing game, but I tell you, Mind Over Mutant was a lot better than Crash of the Titans. It definitely showed a very marked improvement. And it was sort of open world, like to Insanity, in that every area was connected. It really felt good as a Crash Bandicoot game. Crash felt fun to play. Generally, I enjoyed Mind Over Mutant a hell of a lot more than Crash of the Titans. Ain't they saying there is going to be another Banjo and Kazooie? Yes, it looks quite good for that as well, because of course there's a Rare naissance going on at the moment where Rare's intellectual property is doing really well, and Rare Replay really helped show Microsoft just how popular Rare's games are. So it should be very good for us getting another Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, Rare intellectual property is being used constantly now in Microsoft games. Even the new Killer Instinct with Rash as a playable character has a Banjo-Kazooie backpack and a Conker head that you can unlock in the game. So they're showing a lot of care for it. You're not a horrible person just because you haven't played particularly good games. That doesn't make you a horrible person. Just think about how much fun and enjoyment you're going to get when you actually do play those games. What kind of experience that's going to be for you. How fun it's going to be. When you think about it that way, you're not a terrible person for not having played them. Because you've got an opportunity to play them in the future. You've got an opportunity to experience them. I have every Crash console game from PS1 to PS2 except for Titans. Yeah, Crash of the Titans is the worst. Mind Over Mutant's pretty good. My personal favourite is Twinsanity. Like, after Crash 3, it's Twinsanity. Twinsanity is just stupendously good. After Crash Wrath of Cortex, they went back to the drawing board and produced a team specifically designed to revive Crash Bandicoot games. Damn it. Did that get it? No. Back we go. They created a brand new team just for reviving Crash, and that team worked around the clock to produce Twinsanity. They had to cut a lot of content out of that game because it was really big, and it was... Yeah, exactly. Just what you said, Project Carthage. Just what I said. Same time. We're connected. Yeah, so much content that didn't make it into the game due to time constraints. They planned this massive, giant reimagining of Crash Bandicoot, and they only got to produce about half of what they intended to make. It's sad that the whole game didn't come out, but it was still an amazing experience all the same. I'm truly glad that I got to experience Crash Twinsanity. Like, to sound a bit cheesy, I'm glad I got to live in a world where Crash Twinsanity exists. Yeah. It was that good an experience for me, truly. You know who is a horrible person? Someone who gives this game a 5.5. Agreed. Hashtag Soybomb. How dare Soybomb give this game a 5.5? Just above average. Just above average. Who gives a game like this just above average? But I'm not here to incite rage against Crash Bandicoot. Wrath of Cortex was a retread of Crash 3, yeah. And the things it did that were new were... Some of them were really good, and some of them were really bad. I liked playing Coco levels. The Coco levels were fun with the scooter. That was fun. I liked the sphere levels where you're running around in a sphere. They were fun. What I didn't like was the boss battles with the elemental masks. I thought they were weak. Like, truly weak experience. Nitro Kart was a retread of Team Racing. What was the one on PlayStation Portable? Because that had a platforming element, and I was surprised when I started playing it. I was like, hold on, this is a platformer level. I did enjoy Crash Team Racing, what I played of it, but after having played Diddy Kong Racing, every other kart racer, I just couldn't stand it. There's one box missing. I have a feeling I know where. This sometimes happens to me in this level. I'm just going to have to go back for it. Oh, I'm going to have to do that, otherwise it'll turn to metal. Okay. Oh, I'm such an idiot! Which is the one box left? I wonder if we can see it. Here it is. Crying out loud. How did I not realise that? That was the one remaining box. Every time I think of Crash now, I think of the cartoon opening. Cartoon opening? What, was there a Crash Bandicoot cartoon? Or, like, was that an opening to a specific game? Oh wait, no, I destroyed that. No, because we got it with the thing, so there's still one missing. Scratch that, we're missing one somewhere. So what, there was a Crash Bandicoot cartoon. Why haven't I seen this? If it's anything like the Ape Escape cartoon, I'm gonna completely ignore it. But if it's good, I'll watch it. It was some kind of animated opening to Crash. What? Oh, the pilot. Yeah. All of a sudden, this is coming back to me. That yeah, there was a pilot, wasn't there? Well, it couldn't have been in the bonus stage. definitely one missing somewhere. Did it have like the original voice actors and everything? Yeah, I've missed a box somewhere, haven't I? If I can't find it, I'm not going to bother with it. I think that's the postman. It's either the postman or the Jehovah's. Soon find out. Yeah, look, up there. It's the post, and is there anything for me? No, nothing for me. I would have been alerted. That's fine. I'm only waiting on like a Japanese CD and a Japanese DVD, so whenever they come, There's no rush. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to link it anyway because you don't have mod privileges. Is it Crash Bandicoot? What, canned animated opening? Crash Bandicoot. Oh, it's only a minute and a half long. Oh. You linked it, I linked it. We linked it together. We're an unstoppable team of linking geniuses. Right now I've just got to not die having got that last box. But that's it, right? 96 and 96. We'll come back for the yellow gem at a later point in time. Because you have to go through a different entrance to the level. Don't spam the link. Don't do that. I think the viewers has gone up. I'm at 9. I was at 6 last time I checked. 10. Just jumped up. Welcome. Right, 2 levels left, isn't there? There's G-Wiz and Tomb Time. Let's get Tomb Time out of the way. I like Tomb Time, but I like G-Wiz more, so I'm going to do G-Wiz last. Unfortunately, I'm having to skip the cutscenes because they're out of sync and they don't end properly. Something to do with the way this game's running. I don't know particularly why it's happening, but I played a little bit of the Japanese version earlier just to see what it's like, and I wasn't having any problems with the cutscenes. I have no idea. Every Nyan. Every Nyan. Welcome, Every Nyan. What's your thoughts about Vegemite? Sonic Vegemite was a good fan community back in the day. Now, I am not a fan, although I don't think I've had Vegemite. I've had, like, Marmite, but I'm not sure if it's the same thing. Like, if it's the same thing, then no, I don't like Vegemite. But if it's slightly different, then I might be willing to give it a go, but I don't know. It just feels like they made a waste product at the factory, and then they're like, you know what, we can market this. But yeah, the 4 games Naughty Dog made, Twinsanity and Mind Over Mutant, are my favourites of the series. Exactly, yep, same for me. Like, my absolute favourites are the Naughty Dog titles, Twinsanity and Mind Over Mutant. Mind Over Mutant because it showed a care and commitment to bringing back Crash Bandicoot, like, in a more proper way, while still maintaining that sort of new reboot style, it did sort of at least attempt to be a classic Crash Bandicoot game. And I appreciate that it went to that effort. I had to Google Vegemite, didn't know what it was. Yeah, it's sort of like this like goop, and you can spread it on toast, or you can cook with it. No, not my thing. If it's anything like Marmite, I mean, because, like, to me, when I hear Vegemite, I think Marmite. Aha! There should be monkeys that throw stuff here, and they're annoying. But we're gonna get our own back on him now. This is fun. Since so many Yanks do it on YouTube and they do it wrong, it's so freaking funny, as it's nothing like the other. Crash Bash is air, Wrath of Cortex was slightly less air, Nitro Kart was bad, Tag Team Racing was weird. Again, summing up more or less my thoughts entirely on that. I hate this room so much. Stop making fun of us, Yanks. Stop making weird food. Oh, Nutella's great. I've never played Titans, so no clue there. I wouldn't bother. It sort of oversimplifies Crash Bandicoot into a beat 'em up with a small amount of platforming mechanics in it. Like, enough to be able to say it's a Crash Bandicoot game. You spend most of your time sliding around on Aku Aku like he's a surfboard. But I made that sound fun. It's not. It was okay, but when I discovered Mind Over Mutant, I discovered a much better game there. Like, if you played Mind Over Mutant and you thought, well, it's pretty good, it's okay. Yeah. That is after they got it completely wrong with Titans. Slide? Gotta slide fast? Gotta slide faster, 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 faster. Right, the ceiling boxes here are annoying. This is where having the double jump comes in handy. Earlier than I should have it. Oh, thank you for not dropping one on me. Pulling the switch, but it not working. I really appreciate it, man. Look, I'm just going to defeat you now. There we go. Aha! I have access to the switch. Right, when you go the other route, your platform comes in here. Right, I'm going to do something careless and silly now. And not hit that switch either. Oh, I am so careless. I am so careless. I am so very careless. Well, yeah, get it for completion's sake, but I really wouldn't recommend playing it. Like, it's just one of those games where you'll start playing it and then you'll finish it out of a strange sense of commitment. Not because you want to, because you feel like you've started it and now you have to. And I don't know, I'm not keen on games like that. Skills to pay the bills. Yeah, but it's useless skills. It's something you don't need to do. Skills are actual things you need in the game. I don't have, but skills at doing reckless stuff, yeah. I got those. I got those in droves. Metal crates. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have an Aku. Just because these wizards can be a pain. Just run up the side of the level. Oh wow. Well, it's a good job I got that mask. Right, I should just be able to do this and get all of them. Most of them. I've racked up a fair number of lives now. This series has 11 official console games, but 12 unreleased scrap titles. That's amazing! More scrapped games than released ones. God, that's got to be rare. Surely that's got to be like really uncommon in the games industry. Go for an apple. Get something healthy in your system. Got to use that rocket launcher. It's the best way. More scrap titles than released ones. That's blown my mind, that has. Like, completely blown my mind. I remember having so many troubles with these enemies as a kid. Literally over half the potential games were scrapped. Could you imagine living in a world where all of those Crash Bandicoot games were released? Like, we'd be saying, oh, so many Crash Bandicoot games in such a short amount of time. Like, why didn't they do something else? In that universe, there'd be no Uncharted, there'd be no Last of Us, because Naughty Dog would have been just churning out Crash Bandicoot titles. Crash Bandicoot 7. You'd be like, why? Why so many? Of course, some of them might be early versions of other games. Yeah, well, that's certainly the case with a lot of games. Like, taking the Sonic series, for example, you've got scrapped games like Sonic Mars and Sonic Extreme, both of which sort of became other games. Like, Sonic Jam had elements from Sonic Extreme, Sonic Mars, etc. Like, it all bleeds in, even if the games don't get released. It's especially true. Take, for example, Rare. I talk about Rare a lot because I like their games. They never liked to throw things away. They would always reuse content that they had made. Crash Bandicoot 8 Electric Boogaloo, Crash 3 Bandicoot and Furious, Crash 3R. Sonic Dreams Collection was the best scrapped Sonic game. The Sonic Dreams Collection is made by a team of developers called Arcane Kids, and Arcane Kids are amazing. They have a motto that I really love, and their motto is, make the games that you want to see on the Dreamcast. They say that the whole point of gameplay is to hide secrets. And I love that way of thinking, because you can see that in their games. They hide secrets absolutely everywhere. I'm still waiting for them to actually release Perfect Stride so I can play it. Well, yes, Arcane Kids make some screwed up crap, but they also make some really cool stuff as well. Perfect Stride looks absolutely amazing. Their first main game, Zenith, which they created as part of like a university games course. Zenith is, wow, it's a beautiful game. It's got these really, like, obviously Jet Set Radio inspired visuals, and you're basically zooming around areas, just like it's fully open, huge world. I'm gonna have to stream it at some point. It's beautiful. I wish they'd release a full version of Zenith on Steam to buy it, and I wish they'd release a full version of Perfect Stride on Steam. I've done it again. But of course they also made Room of 1,000 Snakes, Bubsy3D.com, Bubsy Visits, the James Turrell Experience, and of course Sonic Dreams Collection. So for every great thing they make, there's also something bizarre. But again, that's what I like about them. Like, they're not afraid to Crash Landed. I don't know, a DS Crash Bandicoot game would have been pretty good. I mean, excluding Crash Boom Bang, of course, like an actual proper Nintendo DS Crash Bandicoot game. That would have been a lot of fun to play, especially if it was, you know, classic Crash and not modern Crash. I was so happy I wasn't spoiled on Dream Collection while watching an LP of it. It's something that needs to be seen with fresh eyes to believe. Yeah, absolutely. I had quite a bit of it spoiled for me, unfortunately, but I still had the joy of experiencing some of it firsthand, and that which I saw with my own eyes was glorious. Let's try again. Let's not screw this up this time. 18 of 18. That's more like it. We're getting somewhere. Just wait for those Wumpa fruit to count up. So I want my extra life to count. There we go. There's nothing more satisfying than coming out of a bonus room and watching the Wumpa fruit count up. It's like, this is what you managed to do today. Boom Bang, Crash Boom Bang. It was a Mario Party style game for the Nintendo DS based on the Crash Bandicoot license. I was missing one anyway. I dread to think where that could be. Yeah, it's a worse Crash Bash. It's like Crash Bash on the Nintendo DS. And the only thing I like about it... Well, there's two things I like about it. Number one, Crash Boom Bang has some really good visuals. I'm not going to lie, it looks great. For a Crash Bandicoot game, it looks good. On the DS as well, the characters look appealing. There's an interesting, different art style than what the Crash Bandicoot games usually have. It's just walking off. And the other thing I like is that they brought back Tanya Bandicoot for it as a playable character. That's it. That's the only things about Crash Boom Bang that I like. Everything else about it is awful. It's an awful game. Made by Dimps. Oh my god, how the mighty have fallen. Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, Sonic Advance 1 through 3, Sonic Rush Adventure. Wow. And then Crash Boom Bang. Okay. Yeah, based on the Japanese art style for Crash 1. Beautiful. I suppose that makes sense, seeing as it was developed by Dimps. But the art style was very appealing. Like, very, very appealing for that game. I really liked it. Yeah, I'm missing one. Try again later. Right, boss time. Dingadile. Name's Dingadile. Get the butter, 'cause I'm about to make toast. Oh, that dimps. Sonic Rush, I don't remember that one because amnesia. I still can't get over that in Sonic 06. Everybody had amnesia. It's a confirmed fact. Everybody in that game had amnesia. Let's try that again, with less failure. I'm not going to do this boss battle properly. Come on, I did an exploit to give myself, like, all the powers in the game. Of course I'm not going to do this boss battle properly. Do you have Skype open, ERB? I'd like to send you the link for my source where you can get some information on the unreleased games. Yeah, I do have Skype open.
Up against much worse.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I've even got your window open now and everything, so it's just fire away. Should be able to move that without it crashing. Yeah. Everyone has amnesia equals everybody participated in the zero-time dilemma nonary game. What? Right, World 2 done. I'm gonna save. As per the norm. Yeah, them cheaty skills to get rid of Dingadile. I'm not ashamed. You can slide and jump with a spin and you get huge height. Yep. But I was just taking advantage of the fact that the double jump at the tip of your jump gives you just enough height to get over them. Let's have a look. Let's do this one first. Every 90 minutes, the participants get infected with an anesthetic called Soporil Beta, which forces them to forget what just happened. Oh man, that would be awful. If Skype would open. That's the fun thing about Skype. Like, you go to run Skype. Skype opens up. Skype needs to update. Okay. So, you click update. Skype updates. And it goes, insert your username and password. It's forgotten who you are. So you're like, okay, fine. By the way, Skype has improved its services. Your Skype experience is being improved. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Close Skype, reopen Skype. Skype now remembers who you are. Everything's moved. All the buttons are wrong. Everything's a mess. And you're like, okay. So, Skype experience has improved. Yet, you forgot who I was after I updated. Hate it. Skype is useless. You want me to go for hot cocoa? Paper Mario has spoken. We're going for hot cocoa. I think it's hot cocoa, isn't it? Thanks, Obama. It should be coming up shortly. Paper Mario wants us to go for hot cocoa, so we'll go for hot cocoa first. I definitely did want to do this stage, but a little bit later on. We'll do it now, though. I find this level incredibly difficult, though, so I might not have much luck with it. It's incredibly open as well, this stage, which I don't like. Yeah, get it out of the way. I suppose you're right, you know. You can forget this whole stage exists. Anything around here? Why would you put nitro crates there? Not going to hit that checkpoint until I've destroyed a few more boxes. The water looks very pretty despite looking like a test pattern. Yeah, I really like the water effects in these stages. Sure, it looks a bit weirder in this stage because they got a red tint on it. But normally it's a nice sort of lagoony blue. It looks nice. But I suppose they're just being realistic. The water's got to look sort of red. Because the sky's sort of red, and the water reflects the sky, right? Or is it the other way around? No, the sky reflects the water, isn't it? I was never any good at science. Swim away. Why I can't just swim around the boxes and beat the level. Hate this stage so much. Hate this stage with a... I'm not going to say with a passion again, I say that way too much. I hate this stage with aplomb. Yeah, okay. That one works. We'll use that one. It's so open and so large, and I don't know what I'm doing in it. Wait, when did I ever say this was going to be a 100% playthrough? Yeah, with a flaming passion. Well, hate this stage with a passion fruit? You may have just invented a new catchphrase for me. I meant to do that when I've got more boxes. Ah, I've just wasted my continue box. I still feel like this was a test level. Oh, is that one of the levels where you have to have the fireflies to help you out? Because I hate those stages so much. Oh, that's so lucky. Dum dum dum. Dum dum. Dum dum dum. Bum 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 bum. Oh, phew. No, oh, it's an Arabian Nights level. Well, I like those levels. Like, I really like the archetype, like the way it looks. And like the stage elements in them. I find them really fun. It's almost like playing a Donkey Kong Country level in the way that you're sort of like hanging from things and bouncing around. But it has like the feel of Aladdin. I like that as well. $70. Oh, you must be nuts. Well, at the very least, here's our ticket to the exit. Gonna get a nice run up for this one. And then once we've got the green switch pressed, we'll hit that checkpoint. Let's hit that switch now so I don't have to worry about another nitro crate again. my back to? Something like, yeah, 5. Oh. Looking in my homepage feed, and someone wants to ban Bayonetta and Smash because she's too OP. I guess that's what happens when a character you add to a fighting game has previously punched God into the sun. No, I'm playing the European version. PAL. Right. I've hit the switch, so I'm gonna hit the checkpoint now. That way that switch is forever kept. Is that a box underwater? Goddamn developers doing this to me. Why would you put the box underwater? The box is underwater, isn't it? The box is underwater. Got it. Okay. Is it? I didn't realise there was much of a difference. Cool, so if you make your way to the other side of Entropy's boss at the end, you can hear his death quote because it isn't heard when you defeat him. I did not know that. You're full of such interesting trivia. Death quote as Death Note. Yeah, I'd love to see who's on Entropy's Death Note. Well, surely we could just ask him if the Crash Bandicoot franchise is dead. So you can just look at Crash and tell us what when he's gonna die. Oh. It's okay. I'm an incredibly patient person. I do not rage. I do not rage. Rage is not my thing. I do not rage on stream. When I'm playing a game in my own time for fun, that's when I rage. Excellent. Thank you for the link in Skype, Project Carthage. Thank you. I'd be interested in reading up on that, because there might be something interesting to do a video on as well. I'm sure people have already done videos in depth on this sort of thing, but I always enjoyed Crash to Insanity, and I'd love to share more information about it. First time. A shark there. Need to get around that shark. That's okay, he's not near the continue point. Great, missed that. I have to go back now. Can I go back now? Or have they blocked it off? I can go back. That's okay. Speaking of Crash and kind of tapping into the old sample thing, did you ever notice? Yeah, I think I mentioned it in, might have been video number 2, in Hideki video number 2 that I mentioned it. Yeah, the that little bit of chanting turns up in a lot of places. I think generally because it's just such a good sample, you listen to it and you think there's a lot I can do with that, and samples like that tend to get used by a lot of people, even like unconscious of the other places it's been used, because they're such good samples. People use them. There's reasons why, you know, like that same DJ scratch used by Public Enemy is in Jet Set Radio, and it's in everywhere else. It's because it's a good scratch. These samples are used by loads of people because they're good. They just stand out as the cream of the crop. $45. Much easier getting these without the nitro crates. I'd love to locate the samples used in the Crash games for the music that can't be recreated as regular instruments. It might be worth seeing if you can get hold of Mutato Musica, the team who made the soundtracks for the Crash games. They also worked on The Sims. They did some music for something that Soy played recently on one of his streams. Mutato Musica makes that sort of cartoony, like Dexter's Laboratory style music that Crash Bandicoot has, so it would be worth getting hold of them, like trying to talk with them. I'm sure they're down-to-earth people. I mean, like, they're made of ex-members of Devo, so they should be quite down-to-earth people to communicate with. That's the pre-console music. Oh my god! Awesome! One of the musicians on 007 GoldenEye, I think it was Graham Norgate, uploaded a bunch of pre-Nintendo 64 versions of GoldenEye music, and that's a joy to listen to. It's so crisp. That Frigat guitar never sounded so good. Sounds so good. I like listening to the pre-console versions of the tunes, like before they've been squished down to fit onto like whatever sound chip it is in the system. I always like to hear them. With more modern games, there's not really that much of a discrepancy. You just realised you left the hot glue gun on. I can't say I've ever had that problem personally. GoldenEye is another soundtrack I'd love to hear a remastered version of. Yeah, absolutely. So many good tunes in that game. So many CHOONS in that game, definitely. Oh, that was so lucky. Right, that joy when you're still missing 9 boxes in Hot Cocoa. I'm so glad everybody's sticking around. They're not just like bored out of their skull watching me play Hot Cocoa, because this level can be boring. This way. Try that again. 10 watching, still awesome. That's amazing. I never expect to get that many people watching my streams. Let's try this again. Let's get a straight shot at it this time. I reckon if I have a straight shot at it, I can veer away in enough time. Yeah, there we go. You seem to perhaps need some additional process to deal with the hot things. Oh, yeah. How about remembering when you've left the glue gun on? That's a good way to stop leaving it on. Leroy Jenkins. $65. Now, a smart person would cheat and use save states, but I'm not a smart person. I haven't been this far out, have I? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, this one. There we go. Don't joke about it. Man, it would suck if that happened. Some sort of notification on my phone. Kind of busy right now, can't read it. Bit too focused on... Done it! Right, get to the exit. This way, isn't it? Yeah? This way? Yeah. Okay. Got my gem. Bye-bye. Thanks for that, Paper Mario TTYD Fan 1. Well, at least, as you said, hot cocoa's out of the way now, so that's fine. Ah, how dare you! I'm definitely going to save here. Like, there's no way I ever want to do that again. I'm not going for like relics. I might go for relics at some point, but that's hot cocoa done. I don't have to worry about hot cocoa ever again. I know that's dealt with. Right. Let's get Road Crash or Hot Crash or whatever it's called out of the way. So, yeah, let's get this out of the way. The sooner I'm done with the bike level, the sooner I can play a level I like. Yo, welcome, Sam! How's it going? I caught like the last 5 minutes of your Resident Evil 6 stream earlier. I decided I was going to stream some something that I like today rather than something that I don't like Kaze no Klonoa yesterday. That was interesting. It's an interesting game. It'll probably make a Sushi Bite somewhere down the line, but I don't know. My general feeling towards it is meh. It's a thing I played. I can move on. Play something I like. Oh yeah, of course you were going to sleep. Well, now this is officially an ASMR stream. We're going to be taking apart this old antique clock, and you can hear it ticking, tick-tock, tick-tock. You're going to slowly fall asleep now. I'm going to make you fall asleep, Sam, just by talking like this into the microphone. I don't get this whole ASMR thing. It just sounds like some kind of religious movement. Welcome to the Church of ASMR. Your favourite song from the GoldenEye OST? Ooh. Depot. It took me a while to decide, but Depot, I think, is my favourite. I do like Fregat. I think Fregat's got a really good tune to it. It's something like it's low-pitched, quiet sounds that sort of create like feelings and tingles in like your muscles and like your neck and stuff like that. At least from what I can gather. I only knew about it because there was a creepypasta that mentioned it. but now it's turning up all over the place. It's like this real, like, fad or trend at the moment. One more box. It will go through again and get the crystal.
Crash, you failed to get the crystal in that level. Cortex's minions are looking for it as we speak. Go back and get the crystal, Crash.
No.
I refuse.
Well, I got 7th place. 7th place! Who's the champion in 7th place? I'm the champion in 7th place. 7th place. Well then, Project Carthage, you can't leave me hanging. What is your favourite GoldenEye 007 piece of music? You did this all in one take. Yeah, and I'm the fairy godmother. It's a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck to the upper spine. Basically, like these low sounds sort of create this effect, and it's a pleasing effect. Like it's really comfortable and warm, and it's basically like, you know, when you come in on a cold day and you wrap yourself around in a blanket and you just feel really good. Like, it's basically that, and particular sounds can create that automatic response in people. And GoldenEye Source, yeah, I'm familiar with it, but it was when I was looking at that was back when it was just multiplayer only. Is it single player now? So sorry to respond to a Skype conversation during a stream. Silo, yeah, I can see that. It's a good fit for that level. Citadel. I've forgotten how Citadel goes, because of course, canned level. I've only ever heard it. I guess in like hacked versions of the game that add the level back in, but. It's not coming back off the top of my head. Got any favourites in Perfect Dark? Mine is Chicago, without a doubt. There is no other song in that game that can compare. Ugh. Speed boosters are a pain in the backside. Why isn't my handbrake working anymore? It's obviously the game's fault. Yeah, 3rd place. Who's the man? Never played Perfect Dark. It's much the same game. It's much the same game. Mechanically, it feels like GoldenEye, and that makes it good. But every weapon's got an alt fire, and that's what makes Perfect Dark more interesting. Is there's a laptop gun that's a laptop that turns into a gun, but you can also use a secondary fire to turn it into a turret gun, and then you can chuck it in a hallway you're having problems with, and yeah, it uses up all your ammo, but like it gets rid of most of the things in the hallway for you. Or there's a gun called the Cyclone that shoots really, 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 really fast, but you can also put it in alt fire and it just discharges the entire magazine at once. So you use up the entire gun, but it does amazing amounts of damage. So if there's one enemy that's really giving you hassle, you just deploy the entire the entire clip right into them. There's a crossbow that also has a lethal injection ult fire, which you just shoot it from afar and get headshots and just like take people out instantly. I think that's pretty good. I've not beaten it. I've only ever played about halfway through. I think I get to Air Force 1 and then I just like lose interest and give up. It's fun all the same. It's a decent game. Mechanically, it's what you would want from a spiritual sequel to GoldenEye. But then Time Splitters is everything you never knew you wanted from a spiritual successor to GoldenEye. Time Splitters is such a good game. Stupid handbrake not working. Oh. Nope, lost it. There's no way I can save this now. Lost it. If they had spent as much time designing these levels, programming the controls, I think they would have been okay. Oh, disappointing. I know what I need. I need some more Mountain Dew Kickstart. It's been one of those mornings. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours? Something ridiculous like that. Come on, YouTube, respond to me. Yeah, just coming up 2 hours. Wow. Alright. Need to have the window enabled, don't I? Let's keep trying at it. Let's keep smashing our head against it. High CPU usage detected. I'm sorry, my supercomputer that can play Metal Gear Solid 5 on ultra high is having performance issues on a PlayStation 1 game. Bullshit. Of course I'm going to keep going. I'll probably be able to go for at least another hour at least, hopefully. Smash another energy drink. Oh, nice. Okay. Getting somewhere. Because it's like almost impossible to die on these stages, I'm earning lives, which is just making this whole experience even worse, because I'm just elongating the inevitable. Was that Dingo's Diner? Hilarious. Wow. Probably should have hit that, but never mind. Stupid corner! Come on. There's no reason why this can't be done. If I did it as a kid, I can do it now. Lame, it's not gonna happen now. I caught that corner. It's all over. Yep, me neither, Project Carthage. Me neither. I try to defend them, but these stages are... they're awful. I haven't heard amazing alliteration like that since Kung Fu Kid and Karate Cool. That's got to be like a quote from something. Right, well, in all seriousness now, this is the last time. I'll read the chat when I'm done. Alright, so yeah, we're done with this. Right, okay. Let's see if I missed anything in the chat. While I was incredibly focused. I apologise, by the way, about being incredibly focused there. Of course it's alright to fight those who... Fuck it. Fight with you. I'll never understand why there's just massive bottomless holes in the road. You and me both, Project Carthage. I am going to save. I am never, ever playing that level again. Except for when I have to do the the time trial on it. Oh wait, no, I'm not doing those. Gems and crystals is enough, and gems really only when I don't have to go out of my way too much to get them. So, double header I want to leave sort of till last because I like double header. What else is there? I like high time. Right, let's get deep trial. Don't even get me started on the Mario Kart games. Oh, I've been closer to rage quitting. I have rage quit. But I never do it on live stream, or really try not to. Yeah, and it's only in that level. Oh look! There's a box. There's a box. There's a box. There's a box. Zap me! Shouldn't be that hard to die when you want to die, should it? Right, okay. Let's try it again. As a kid, I think that definitely appealed to me, like how much character Crash had. Like, he was fun to watch. That even dying didn't feel so bad as a kid because Crash would do something really funny or make a silly noise. That now that I've grown up, it just seems so like stupid. I just want him to die, and he's taking 15 seconds to pretend to like get crushed. And I'm thinking, you know what, just die already, so I can start over again. The same thing that I lauded as a good feature is now something that I absolutely can't stand. Now that I think about it, the only game I've ever rage quit on was ABC Murders for the DS. The word puzzles, awful gameplay, and stupid controls were atrocious. Can't understand how a murder mystery game would be worth rage quitting. I've rage quit Phoenix Wright before. I've rage quit a Phoenix Wright game before. Oh, it was a European car, so she'd be sitting on the other side. Oh, for gosh! Yeah. I never really liked those water levels either. The physics throw me off when I drift into a hazard, yeah. Or miss a piece of coral. Yeah, exactly. These stages. Right. Oh, yeah, I tried playing English of the Dead, and that had a very similar issue. Japan-only English teaching game based on... Oh! Based on House of the Dead 2, and the problem with it is it didn't like my lowercase i's. It didn't like my lowercase i's. I'd write them as a straight line, I'd write them curved. Didn't like them. Did not like them at all, so... It made what would be a fun retread of House of the Dead 2 with new graphics, music, and gameplay where you have to write English words to kill zombies. Made it completely impossible to play because it just didn't like my handwriting. Like, what that game really needed was some sort of teach it function. Yeah, the giant eels. Sharks are not so bad, you can sort of see them coming. The eels, though, they duck out. These things are annoying as well. Yeah, there we go. Also, if you went back to a previous screen, they forced you to solve the shitty word puzzles again because somebody didn't know how to program event flags. Oh man, really? Like, surely you'd build your game with a simple, like, on-off switch that says this puzzle's been done, wouldn't you? Like, it can't be that difficult. Alright. They've now decided to put enemy fish in this tunnel to make my experience extra painful. I want another jet. Give me another jet. Oh, got puffered. Do you know how to record PS2, PS3 footage for like Let's Plays? Okay, I can explain how I do it. For PlayStation 2, I've got this really cheap Chinese SCART to HDMI upscaler, and then I plug like the HDMI into my hop hog and I record that way. For PS2. For PlayStation 3, if you get yourself something like an Elgato or a Hop Hog, any of these recording tools, they'll come with a cable for the PS3. Because the PS3, you can't record through HDMI because it has something called HDCP, High Definition Copy Protection, on it. And some devices will break copy protection, some won't. So in the case of the Hop Hog won't break copy protection. It stays true to the law, and it won't break copy protection. However, I've got a HDMI splitter that does. So some copy-protected devices I could record if I wanted to. So the PS3, for example. The way to record PS3 without breaking copy protection is to use the component cable into your Elgato or your Hop Hog. That's the only way to record from PS3. Is it the same developer? Or is it just that you've had enough of murder mystery games? Because I can put you onto some good murder mystery games. Or mystery games in general. Thinking about it, I don't have that many good murder mystery games, but I can put you onto some good mystery games. I think you were the one that mentioned Hotel Dusk, so there's no point in suggesting that to you. But the sequel, what's it called? Only released in Europe and Japan. The sequel's good to Hotel Dusk. It's not as good as the original, though. Right, up here is something I need a crystal for, I think. Like a gem. I don't know. I hate that it is, though. I can't stand how complicated recording some things is. Take, for example, the Sega Saturn, right? I had a HDMI, like a video recording tool, like a piece of hardware for recording from older consoles, and I still cannot record from Sega Saturn. I'm waiting for Sega Saturn emulation to get good enough that I can just record from an emulator. The main game that I want to cover on Sushi Bites is the original Goiken Moyo, but even that doesn't emulate properly. Last window, yeah. I've not beaten it. Actually, thinking about it, I've not beaten Hotel Dusk. How awful am I? Yeah, it's Coral. I thought so. Mash, 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 mash. Beating games is for losers. Don't beat games. But I want to beat them all. I'm going to be the very best, like no one ever was. If I got to get through this and keep my, like, speeder thing intact. Wait. Sing are developing new games. What? Sing is developing a new game? I thought they went completely bankrupt. I thought they closed their doors. Because I played the hell out of Another Code and Another Code R, or Trace Memory, and, you know. I thought they had closed doors. Oh my god. Right, okay, well, I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on those. Definitely. Yeah, sometimes beating games can be rather anticlimactic. Soy Bomb has already played a few on stream that ended quite anticlimactically. Is your homework done? What? Right, Dynamite. Skip. It'll be out of sync and it'll be annoying. And the animations won't work properly. Ching! What are these meant to be? They look like Crash. They're basically Crash. They creep me out. Okay, screw this. I just looked at an Elgato on Amazon. Yeah, they're expensive. Don't have the yellow gem from Hang 'em High, so I can't get that. That ERB is a prehistoric version of Crash, the Bandyfish. Oh, isn't he adorable? Well, I suppose it'll act as an extra hit. Alright, looks like we're going to have to postpone the stream here, because stuff is happening. But thank you everybody who came to turn up for it. I'm going to do the save and the closing off preamble. But yeah. it's pretty much time to go now, so I'll just go save. But everybody who joined me today, thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate it. And we made some good progress with Crash 3 as well. And it feels like my computer's about to explode. It's very warm. It doesn't get this warm when it's playing Metal Gear Solid 5. Anyway, I should really have like a catchphrase, like Soy Bomb does. If you want to see this, want to see that, you know the gist. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and check out @Escape Route on Twitter. From now on I tweet when I stream, so you will always get a tweet turn up in your feed if I'm streaming. I also have a Facebook page. I'm pretty sure it's, if you type in the bar Escape Route, you'll probably find it. It's got I'm pretty sure it's the Sushi Bites picture for the thumbnail. The hyperlink for it is like Sushi Bites YT. Yeah, well, every time I've got a day off and the hours work for it, then yes, I will stream this time in the day. But when it's a day that I'm at work and I come home, I will stream later. Basically, I want to try and stream every day at whatever time is most convenient, and on a day off, this sort of time is most convenient. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining today. I appreciate it. Right, how do I turn this off without it exploding? I'm afraid this is going to explode. Alright, thanks everybody. Take care.